Fuck it, we're live. What's going on? There's no one in the chat. I can't imagine there's going to be anybody here for a minute. So, anybody who may be watching the later recording, deal with this. Just trying to get my bearings here. I got kicked out of the Hameen or slash the PW Hustle YouTube channel because, it's been a minute. My computer timed out. Didn't like it. Not a fan. Anyway, I'm going to hit up the usual crew on Twitter here and see if we can get a few people in the chat. Yo, got one person in the chat. Or at least one person in the room. Oh, fuck, it's Armand. What's up, yo? New York baseball does suck. Tweet this shit out if you can. But yeah, yo, what's going on? It's yours truly. I fully expected that we were going to have like a full Wednesday locker room this week. Apparently, no one else planned accordingly. So here I am on my own YouTube channel talking some shit. But yeah, we don't have Billy Ray or Striz this week, obviously. They suck. But it is what it is. I don't know. I was kind of looking forward to coming back, and I was like fucking pumped and watched SmackDown and I didn't watch SmackDown, watched SummerSlam, watched Raw. Was ready to talk some shit. We got some Brock Lesnar shit. We got plenty of stuff going on. Yes, PRV could very well be with AOC. I saw Track was hanging out with Mamdani, so like anything is actually possible. These things are not that crazy anymore. But yeah, I don't know, man. What's going on? You Armand? Let's shoot some shit here in the chat / stream while we're waiting for maybe some company, if any. I know I have a pen somewhere. There we go. Oh, we got a second viewer. What's crack-a-lackin'? Ready to talk some SummerSlam? Get up in that chat. Let's see what's going on. I hate YouTube stream fucking lingo. It's obnoxious. Same old, yeah. A little real estate on the side. How's that going? Market's still okay? I remember it was like a good seller's market like a good year or two ago. That was like the last I was paying attention to any of it. What the fuck else happened? Oh, John Cena's like inexplicable face turn. I'm like trying to like recap all the nonsense that occurred over the week. Brock coming back, obviously. Cody's now our champion. I gotta say, Cody Rhodes, of the many things that he has ever done that bothered the shit out of me, this most recent thing where he's trying to push Minute Maid beverages as juice might be the most offensive of them all. I gotta say, it's disgusting. Minute Maid makes actual juice products that you can buy, like apple juice and orange juice, but nah, they're selling you fucking blueberry punch and lemonade, and they're telling you that it's juice when like absolutely no more than 10% juice in any of these beverages. It should be illegal. It should be like calling almond milk. It's not. It's like almond milk juice, really. It's almond juice. That's what you're getting. Almond water. That's what you deserve if you're drinking it. So Dairy's good for you, unless of course you're lactose intolerant, in which case dairy's good for all of us. It is what it is. Does Logan Paul actually drink the shit? It's I drink Prime from time to time. I do enjoy a Prime lemonade. They're refreshing. They have a little bit of coconut water in them, which is kind of, it's basically Pedialyte meets coconut water. That's like the whole gimmick with Prime. It is very hydrating. It is the flavors I've had are enjoyable. It probably is terrible for you, but yeah, most of these things I'm sure are in the long run if you drink enough of them. But yeah, I would say it is it terrible for you? Probably. Is it worse for you than Gatorade, Powerade, and Celsius or whatever the fuck else people drink these days? Probably not. Right. This is not medical advice here, folks. This is wrestling chat and product reviews. Apparently, that's what we offer here on the Andrew Bello YouTube stream extravaganza. These are rare and probably not happening again. But nevertheless, I did just want to hop on and see if there was any sort of hullabaloo going on out here in the wrestling world. See if we can get a couple of our regulars together for a chit chat. But it looks like Armand's the only one who came through. So props to you, sir. You'll get a big shout out when we officially get a WLR together. But yeah, I think I'm gonna probably just reserve my takes for next week because I think Striz is actually gonna be back next week. So we will most definitely have a WLR on the proper channels in one way, shape, or form. But in the interim, I'm just kicking it, man. I'm what do we got here? Ah, yes. K-Bob, what's up, brother? Yes. Yes. In fact, there will be a WLR next week. Like for reals, for reals. I got to arrange some sort of I gotta coordinate with Billy Ray. I was gonna go live on our normal channel, but it's been so long, my computer's like lost the juice basically. I had entered the password and like gotten the code from Billy Ray, like the whole two-factor nonsense. Like I did that precisely once. And I guess because I was logging in frequently enough, it just kept it. It's gone now, man. I'm sure he actually sent it to me in some like digital form, and it's inevitably gone, which it shouldn't have been there in the first place, right? Like I just got like a fucking screenshot of Billy Ray's like fucking password. It's not the greatest. I'm sure my IT people would be very, very mad at me, but yeah, the Cena thing is weird, and you know what? Like, because I'm probably not going to get a whole lot of time to elaborate on it when we talk next week. I'll get into the Cena thing a little bit. I'm just sort of baffled, right? Like, there's several layers to this. Like, the heel turn just always felt weird to begin with. The way that they set up the I'm gonna ruin. Well, I mean, let's start where it's set up, like where he's the Rock's bitch. Then the Rock disappeared. So you're the Rock's bitch, and the Rock doesn't even have to keep around to like keep his pimp hand strong with you. Like he's got you on that good of a leash. That you're just out there doing all this heelish shit for no apparent reason other than maybe the Rock wanted you to do that. And again, like I think like if you were there were so many things that they could have done with that angle. If they wanted to do it, would we have all loved it? Probably not, right? But like they could have really leaned into that, have Rock come out, maybe he's like his Heyman basically. Like he's just out there and maybe he's talking for him, maybe he's not talking for him, maybe they're talking together, but he's definitely like out there and he's a presence. And then you start to do like real life bullshit where like The Rock and John Cena are starring in this blockbuster fucking they're gonna revive the Expendables franchise or whatever the fuck it is. And like you like really like build this out to where like wow, like John Cena's doing all this fucked up shit, but like there's a payoff at least. Like he's actually getting something out of it. He's gonna transition from wrestling to Hollywood. This is what he has to do because if you want to be big in Hollywood, you basically got to sell your soul, right? Like it's not a great narrative, but it's certainly one that's plausible and you could work with. And you've got these two monster personalities that you can have do it, and then maybe eventually it turns into thrice in a lifetime, The Rock versus John Cena. Again, would we have all loved it? No, but it's blockbuster, right? Like you could see why they would have gone that angle. Then let's get The Rock out of the picture. Right now, he's doing all this heelish shit because he wants to ruin wrestling. Okay, that angle to me was perfectly obvious from the beginning. He's going to try to take the belt and run the same way Punk did 14 years ago, and you have Punk be the one that stops him from doing it like, and they do like a whole reversal of Money in the Bank from 2011 or whatever the fuck it is. Except maybe Cena really does retire and leave with the belt, and it like just like hangs over Punk, or like there's a couple different ways you could do that, but you would have had Cena wrestle like all of his greatest hits. He wrestles Orton, wrestles Cody, wrestles Roman, and it just like so happens that no matter what he did, he just was able to circumnavigate CM Punk in such a way to where it came to like New Year's Eve, Cena's retiring on the first. We got to get this belt off of him. What do we do? CM Punk, and you run that whole thing back from there. Like that would have been perfectly fine. Now he's what? He's just a good guy again because Rock's out of the picture. Well, actually, back to Punk real quick, because you remember Punk came out and Punk was like as pissed off as anybody was, including Cody, about the whole heel turn and chicanery. He came out, he cut this like scathing promo. He got like 2 inches from the fucking camera. He's screaming, "I'm gonna get you, Rock. I'm gonna get you, Cena. You fucking bald frauds," and blah blah blah. And he was like really, that like to me that was laying the groundwork for this inevitable Punk Cena thing that we've wanted to see and certainly needed to see before Cena ultimately left. And what we got, the version of it we got, other than Punk's entrance, was like a total fucking waste of all of this. But so then you move on. So now he's a good guy again because what like Cody asked him to be. He's like, no. This whole heel thing that like has been beating me all the time. Like I'm not about it. Can you go back to being the nice guy again? Because I'm pretty sure I could beat him for some reason. Like I don't understand the logic. Like I want the best John Cena. Well, this John Cena's been whooping your ass. So if you think you're gonna beat the best John Cena, like man, maybe just take the John Cena you got. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you got it. Maybe you can catch this angry heelish John Cena slipping. But the best Super Cena, you want Super Cena? All right, fine. And he gets him and he beats him, and that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Then the Brock thing, right? Like all right, so now again, I kind of figured we were going to do the Cena greatest hits, and Brock would have been one of them. Obviously, he's been out for a while, so and his return has been questionable. A lot of people have been talking about blacklist, and TKO said absolutely not, and blah blah blah. Well, we all know that's bullshit now because he's there, and we saw him with our own eyes. So it just seems like it seems like we've gotten to the point in professional wrestling, and this storyline, this whole sequence, this whole John Cena thing that I just blabbered on about is like the perfect indication of this, is that we've gotten to a point to where all the old timers who were like, nah, man, don't give up the fucking biz. Like, don't give up the kayfabe. Don't let people look behind the curtain. They were like kind of wrong up till now. And now is the time where they're officially correct. Like, because we live in a world where everything's so fucking meta. And right after Raw, you can watch the show on Netflix about how everything you just watched is fucking a fucking fantasy land. You can remove yourself from that bubble, and everybody's so infatuated. Like, I mean, look, who's more guilty of it than me, right? Wrestling, fucking, Marvel shit, DC shit. Like, yeah, I like getting myself into a nice world and enjoying the fruits of what somebody else built, and like just loving these characters and these scenarios, and oh, this can that and blah blah blah. Duh, like that's what I'm here. That's kind of like what I do. But at the same time, like because we're at this point now, it gives the writers room the room to go, oh well, everyone knows this is bullshit anyway, right? So if Cena just shows up one day and he's a good guy again, like no harm, no foul. And I watched Triple H recently on a podcast. He was with Schultz, the Andrew Schultz, the Andrew, uh, and he was talking about guys that like get it, and talking about like the complications that come with the booking and the writing process for this massive fucking 24/7 365 circus that they run, right? And if this guy gets hurt, this domino falls. Now we got to like set up all the dominoes again, right? Like, and yes, to a certain extent that is true. But the thing that is challenging about writing good fucking wrestling over periods of time is being able to adapt to those things, and make sure that your narrative doesn't take as big a blow as it necessarily needs to. If Seth Rollins was actually injured, for instance, That's a huge fucking domino that I'm sure they had all lined up for. He's going to do this at Royal Rumble, and him and his boys are going to do war games, and like now all that's out the window. How you recover from that and like work that into the storylines moving forward and move this guy over, and now this guy's with that guy, but you do it in a way to where like it actually makes fucking narrative sense. That's when you're writing good wrestling, and that's when you're writing good comic books, and that's when you're, doing whatever. But like this like, oh, like you're gonna appreciate this, Armand, because I've been listening to a lot of sports radio recently. Like they're talking about all these guys at the trade deadline. Oh, Mark Vientos. I don't know, man. I don't want to trade him because when he's good, yeah, when he's good, of course he's good. What the fuck are we talking? Yeah, when he's hot, man. Like, yeah, he's hot. Like literally every Major League Baseball player, when they're good, they're good. They're like, it's amazing. When you're good, you're good. Like, of course, when you're good, you're good. When everybody's healthy and everything's going right, and like, yeah, like the booking shouldn't be difficult. You should be able to map out a full year, but that's the fucking art form. Like that is what we do. You can't just, we do, that's what they do. Like that is like that's the whole fucking shebang. It's like, oh well, if your uncle had fucking, your aunt had hair on her back, she'd be your uncle. Like if like that's the business. That's literally the business. Is if this happens, now we've got to recover and tell another story, or tell this story a different way. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, man. Like you don't just get to show up one day and be a good guy all of a sudden. There needs to be a fucking reason. And if there's no reason for you to be a good guy, then there's no reason for me to give a flying fuck about anything that you do moving forward. And that includes getting suplexed to death by Brock Lesnar, which I would love for them to run back if they just did an exact replica of that SummerSlam match from back in the day. Cinema. Anyway, let me get back to the chat here. Yes, so Cena, the most fumbled thing. The Rock, yeah, the Rock is in and of itself like the most confusing part about all of this, because like here's a guy who like grew up in the business, and you would figure knows a little something about it. And yeah, I get it. Like the man's ego is bigger than his pecs. Like I get it. Like he's all about The Rock. But how did The Rock make himself look better in all this? I know he can run around and pretend that the final boss is like a great all-time wrestling heel character, but I'm sorry to have to tell him that's not even a thing. The final boss, The Rock thing, will go down with like aces and eights and like fucking the menagerie and like just the worst fucking gimmicks in the history of professional wrestling. And by the way, I actually kind of like the aces and eights. That's neither here nor there. It's like an NWO meets like fucking DOA. Like I was kind of into it. Anyway. All right. So yeah, the Rock thing is just so confusing because like he comes in, he's gonna be like seen as boss basically, and then he's just disappears. Like, dude, like you have to know that if you're gonna commit to a storyline, you gotta occasionally be there. Like even the Instagram promos were something. He stopped doing those like 2 weeks into his involvement in all this shit. It was just like it wasn't even happening. It wasn't even a thing. Tony Khan being an inept mark is unbelievably disappointing. Yeah, you would figure, like, I think we all kind of think like, oh, if I had $1 billion, I could start a wrestling company. Like, I don't know that we won't all end up being inept marks at the end of the day. You, me, K-Bob, Redneck, everybody up to, but not including Striz, would probably just be an inept mark. But Striz is, that's why he's Striz, right? Like that's pretty much where we're at. And Hameen, obviously. I was thinking this thing. I don't know why, for some bizarre reason, I was thinking about Papa Don's wrestling gimmick the other day. I don't even know if like Papa Don's still wrestling or if he's still affiliated. I actually don't even know verifiably if he's still alive. But nevertheless, I was thinking it would be really funny if he ever wants to go the comedy gimmick. Like to have like a situation where like he gets like patted down before the match, like the ref used to like go over and like check you for, I don't know, screwdrivers or whatever the fuck you might have tucked in your boots, and they like find like little lightning bolts in there. Like he's like Greek god, like I don't know, very corny, and obviously very self-serving, but nevertheless, yeah. What else we got here in the chat? K-Bob would never start a wrestling promotion. That's probably smart. I got to tell you, there's a strong likelihood that I would never do that either. But if I came into money, there's like a lot of good kind of indies here in the area, like in the Jersey kind of New York, Philly area, I guess, I'd probably throw some money at one of them and get some ownership and like just be just to fuck around with it and like maybe get Striz involved. Like that would be cool. Definitely not Billy Ray though. Maybe he could be like the ring girl or something like that. Yeah, that's right. All two of you love that joke. You'll take it. Um, but yeah, no, the wrestling promotion is probably not a good business venture. But again, if you like came into stupid money, why not? Like, I love wrestling. It would be kind of fun to fucking sit around and just see locker room shenanigans, I guess, and kind of be one of the top brass and have to watch all the guys kind of like have to kiss your ass a little bit to try to get a spot. I think it'd be an interesting spot to be in. I don't know. I don't know, man. No Diddy on all that, by the way. Anyway, so 2PW. Oh, okay. There you go. Like that would be probably one I would look into if somebody like yourself brought it to my attention. Early on in the financing of all of this. But yeah, I mean, there's a couple of good ones that I used to go to all the time, like Wrestle Pro and like shit like that, and up around here, Battle Club Pro, I believe, was one of the other ones. They did like an all women show that my daughter and I went to, which was pretty cool. That's my indie show that I always talk about. Like Billy Ray went to that ROH show one time and he talks about it forever. Yeah, that's it. No, he went to like a million ROH shows. All right, five probably, but nevertheless. Um, yeah, I don't know. What else we got here as far as wrestling goes? Aces and Eights was good until Bischoff made yeah, okay. You're right. That actually is probably where it jumped the shark, is once they started incorporating Bischoff's son for some reason. Poor guy too. Like him, and then who else was it? There was oh, it was one of the Stooges kids, right? Wasn't it fucking not Patterson's kid? Was it Gerald Briscoe's kid or something like that? I don't remember, but there was some other rando that got thrown into the Aces and Eights thing that was like supposed to be some sort of like legacy gimmick, and I don't know. I feel bad for all these guys. Like I sort of feel like it's weird because the guys that probably should lean more into the fact that their father was famous, like Braun Breaker, for instance. Like, what the fuck kind of last name is Breaker? Like, just name him Steiner. Not that Braun Steiner sounds much better. You're probably gonna have to give him like a real first name too, but come on, man. Braun Breaker. Like, what are we at? Is he fucking Wreck-It Ralph? Like, what is that supposed to be? I'm supposed to believe that's like it's like a world champion guy, Braun Breaker. Sounds like a fucking creator wrestler. Like it's terrible. It's one of the worst names that's ever come out of the NXT system. And I won't say they've had some doozies, but they had some guys that like had perfectly fine, awesome, marketable names that they decided to change for no reason. Like fucking Kenta. Like, what are we doing, guys? Come on. Um, that one's a particularly terrible one. But yeah, then you've got like other guys that's like your dad wasn't even that famous. Like, I don't even know why you would wanna. I don't even know that I would want people to know I was his son, like, whoever it was. But yeah, it's man, legacy gimmicks in wrestling. It's tough. It's a tough place to be. Like, I guess you can always go like the Michael McGillicuddy route, which didn't work out for him long term, like Curtis Axel or whatever the fuck. But I mean, how did they not do like a Mr. Perfect, like an antithesis of Mr. Perfect, like a Mr. Imperfect, basically, angle with him? Like, he was obviously funny, he was charismatic, he was goofy, he was never gonna be like a world champion. Like, he was just a goofy looking fuck. Like, you were never gonna make that guy world champion. Should have done like Mr. Imperfect. He's a comedian, he's a comedy act. He comes out, he does the towel toss, he always misses. Like, it's just he's trying to throw footballs to himself and he's like spiking them into the ground at his own feet. Like, it's you just do the whole Mr. Perfect gimmick all over again, except he's just really bad at everything. And then eventually, somehow, some way, he like stumbles his way into an intercontinental championship and the world loses its mind. Like, that's money at the mid card level, folks. You're welcome. Take these ideas. Anyway, I honestly thought oh God, the Briscoes being Gerald Briscoe. That's funny, actually. I don't know that I ever really put that together or thought that. Oh, Wes Briscoe, that was his name. Thank you, by the way. Yeah, it's definitely who it was. Yeah. You know what? There's probably a moment where I definitely thought that that was the case, and then I think I like saw them one time. Like it was only like when I had heard the name the Briscoes, and then I like actually saw them like wrestle. I was like, I got a feeling they're not Gerald Briscoe's kids. I think, and mostly my thought on that was they were so good that if they were Gerald Briscoe's kids, they would absolutely have been at the show a lot earlier. So that was maybe kind of where I started to question it. But they were, yeah, man, fucking the Briscoes were fucking sick. They were so good back in the day when it was like Red Dragon and the Young Bucks and fucking the Briscoes just like running these loops in New Japan and Ring of Honor and yeah, good times, man. Good times. War Machine as well. They were all up in that biz. The War Raiders now? Is that what they are? The Viking Mongers? I don't know. Whatever the fuck. Anyway, kids. We got a third. We got a third person. Third person. Hit that fucking chat real hard. Let's see who you are. Drum roll, please. Bing. No? Damn it. It's more Armand. That's all right. We'll talk. Yes, Wes Briscoe. Thank you, K-Bob. Paul Heyman killed his career, derailed Cesaro. Oh, wow. Yeah. The Cesaro thing is bizarre. Oh, wow. Didn't mean to do that, for honest to God. But yeah, no, the Cesaro thing is just crazy. Like almost, he really truly was just too Swiss. But like it was a meme. The whole internet joked about it. Like, yeah, he's just too Swiss. I think that's ultimately what it came down to for Cesaro, because everything else, Jason Statham looking motherfucker out here, chiseled, swinging giants around and shit. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this guy would have been a world champion in almost every other era, right? Like, he would have definitely been, like, at a minimum, some sort of foreign heel, transitional champion for any number of the, put him in like fucking, Lex Luger, like, like whatever the fuck, like any previous era, like you could have had a guy like Cesaro on the top. He was just, I mean, just so fucking talented. It's still fucking talented. Like he went to AEW and he died, which is kind of how it works in my head. Is like once you go over there, you're dead. Other than Toni Storm, she's the only reason that I will even entertain AEW clips on X when I'm flipping through and it's like fucking AEW Mark like posted some video about some fucking mundane stupid segment where some fucking Easter egg from Being the Elite from 2012 pops up and all of a sudden they're like now just give me the Toni Storm clips, A, because and B, because she's brilliant. She's actually brilliant. That whole gimmick is fantastic. I hope to God that she gets out of there and that she brings it to WWE and they don't touch it. They just whoever's writing it, they should fucking hire them too if somebody else is writing it, but just bring it over as is. No need, no changes needed. No notes. Talked more about Lesnar than Cesaro. He was red hot after the Andre. Oh yeah, fucking that's true. The he did talk more about Lesnar than Cesaro, and rightfully so to a certain extent, right? I always kind of thought that the angle would be that eventually he would just go up against Lesnar. Like, can you imagine that fucking match? Like Cesaro just going balls to the wall, Brock Lesnar going, Brock Lesnar. And eventually like Brock in the spin and like, oh my God, like all of this shit would have just been fantastic if you could have like built up to that. What's her name in Well, she was Toni Storm here, wasn't she? I'm pretty sure she was Toni Storm here. I don't know. I'm very upset that they didn't go with just Mariah March for Mariah May. I don't even know her name, but in NXT rather. I am so woefully out of touch with what's going on down there. But that's another thing. Like every time I see a clip coming across X about something that's going on down in NXT, like it looks dope. I'm pissed that I don't have the fucking time or energy to keep up with it. But to just keep up with the PLEs and Raw is enough. And I've been doing that like this whole time, weirdly enough. I know we were like all going to take a break from wrestling and shit, but for some reason I'm back in. Moments like SummerSlam are not helping, right? Like, because once you close two shows like that, where now we got to deal with Rollins on top and the heist of the century 2.0 and Heyman and, what else is going to happen? I was actually convinced there was going to be another member added this week because they banned Braun and Bronson from ringside. So naturally, my thought was, well, they'll just go find another fucking person, won't they? And I'm kind of glad they didn't. But I don't think we're done here. I know we think we're done, but there was something like kind of final and formal about how Rollins rolled out the vision this week. This is the vision, like, right? Like, I think it's official now. There'll be t-shirts within a week. Like, these guys are the vision. And I think like part of the vision, part of the mind games, part of the game plan is to let you think that this is everybody. And then just when everybody's convinced that there isn't going to be some rando from the outside that'll join forces, somebody turns at war games, probably somebody from the other team, right? Like something crazy like that happens. Now the vision is real. But yes, the Just Bello edition is missing biceps. I mean, A, no striz, and B, like your boy hasn't been to a gym in a minute. I'm sad to say. So we are severely lacking in the way of biceps here over on the Andrew Bello YouTube stream. But welcome, Colin. Thank you for joining my kayfabe best friend. Yeah, it's bad. It's a shit show over here. And I'm the type of like kind of depraved where like I don't care. I'm still wearing sleeveless shirts. It's just out here just flashing this fucking pale ass flabby fucking tricep action. It's not good. It's like a 60-year-old lady kind of situation happening over here. I need to do better, and I will do better. I will do better. Anyway, man. Yeah, Colin, what do you got? Hit me with some shit so I can blabber for a little bit before I wrap this up here ultimately. These guys are having fucking side conversations in the chat. God damn it. Don't you know this is all about me? No, I'm kidding. Well, I mean, it is because it's on my YouTube channel, but nevertheless, you know what? Do you know Colin Quinn, Armand? Or do you just know? I mean, I guess you don't really know Colin either, right? Yes, Shula Fala is goaded, right? Okay, let's talk about that for a second because I didn't really understand the fucking shoe thing. Like, I mean, I understand the shoe thing, I guess. Like, he just took his shoes, but once I started hearing Tribal Thief, Shula Fala, I was like, son, this is a rib turned into a brilliant gimmick. Like, because he kind of needs something, right? Like, they're always talking about Braun Breakers, the future of WWE, and blah 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 blah. And it's like, well, what the fuck is Bronson Reed? Just like the fat muscle guy who like squashes everybody, literally squashes everybody for you. Like, I would feel at a certain point he would get slighted. So they had to like give him some shtick, something to for Heyman to go over and be like, other than describing him as big, that there's something, special about this guy. Well, now he's the Tribal Thief and the holder of the Shula Fala. That's some top level wordplay right there, I gotta say. I love it. I love it so much. Korea sucked hard. Okay, what's her number? Anyway, yeah, Heyman is amazing. Heyman is just. I feel like it's almost, I don't know. Like, granted, this is certainly not like the most talented group of people, I guess, that Heyman's ever necessarily had under his. Maybe it is. I don't even know. But like, yeah, let's just say he's had plenty of people over time, other than Cesaro and Jack Swagger. They've all worked. Like, I almost feel like we need to challenge Mr. Heyman a little more rather than giving him like an already established 7-time world champion and a guy who's obviously going to be a megastar and Braun Breaker, like whether he had Heyman or not. And then, Brock Lesnar's back, folks. Like, now that puts that on the table where, like, yeah, he might come after Seth, but like, we all just want to see Braun versus Brock, right? Like, isn't that what we want to see? And how much longer is Brock going to be around for? And how much longer until he's named in a lawsuit of some other random person who used to work for WWE? Like, who knows? These are all possibilities, sadly. Who knows? But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm excited to see what Heyman does with this, because I think if it is good at all, it will be good because of him. Obviously, y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of Seth Rollins, and he's as annoying as ever. Albeit, I don't know, man. Rollins to me is just Edge, and like, I didn't like Edge either. Now, don't get me wrong, like, there was moments that I like pop, like Edge moments that like that occurred in history I pop for, obviously. Like some of them are really cool. And guy's a great guy, great worker. Like just I'm not saying he's bad. It's just not my cup of tea. Because largely, I think when I think of Edge and even maybe Orton, and there's a handful of other guys out there that like I just truly believe that the reason most people like them is not really because of that character, but because of something somebody wrote for them, right? Like for this the ultimate opportunist Edge and the architect Seth Rollins and blah blah blah, and like all of these nonsensical nicknames that they come up for. Hey, this character's a little smarter than the rest of them. We write him to be smarter than the rest of them. So it's like, so that guy is smarter than the rest of them. And like you start to think for real, like the cerebral assassin. Like, yeah, like okay, like there is did Seth Rollins come up with this fake injury angle, or did fucking schmuck in the writers room number 3 come up with this angle? I'm pretty sure schmuck in the writers room number 3 is the guy who came up with this angle. So like what's special about Seth Rollins exactly? Couldn't we have done this with anybody and it would have been cool as shit? Couldn't we have done this with anybody? No, who was in that Money in the Bank match? Logan Paul would have been cool as shit. Drew McIntyre, cool as shit. Penta, sure. Like wouldn't have been particularly babyface-ish, but maybe that's fine. Like it would have been cool if they did that with anybody. So again, what's cool about Seth Rollins exactly? Nothing. His hot wife, I guess. That's about it. And she's not looking all that great these days. Anyway, back to the chat. Dom and AAA. Yeah, I kind of, man, I'm rooting so hard for Dom to win the fucking AAA like mega championship. That would just be peak. Like to quote the kids, that would just be, yeah, that would be amazing. Probably not going to happen. He is in a fatal 4-way, so he most definitely won't take a pin in that match either. But he'll get some shit in. It'll be fun. Mr. Iguana, I don't have a lot of thoughts on him other than he's just like Lucha Santino, basically, right? Like it's just the Cobra and the Iguana. And I mean, I'm not knocking it. I just I'm not, I'm not exactly gonna laud it either. Carrying Cross, yeah, Armand, brilliant point there. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna probably wrap up here with Cross because my throat's already going. No Diddy again. I've been talking for 40 minutes now. But yeah, I'm out of practice, although this is my personal life as well. So you would figure. But nevertheless, yeah, the carrying cross thing is weird. Here's like, I just think there's like a certain degree of like Cross isn't, man, I don't want to say like a Triple H guy, but it's almost like he's not a WWE guy. Now, and it sounds weird because he looks the part, he acts the part, he cuts promos the part. Like, not saying there's not a timeline in which he isn't successful in WWE, but when I'm looking at WWE and I'm watching that match at SummerSlam and I'm watching Karrion Kross, the total package, the guy's what, 6'3", fucking 240, fucking built to shit, scary looking, tattoos, good gimmick, hot fucking valet, girlfriend, whatever. It's the fucking total package. Cuts a great promo, can wrestle his ass off, has like a legit mixed martial arts background to go along with all of that. Like, what? Find me the flaw in the Karrion Kross like thing. I don't see it. Meanwhile, and as much as I like Sammy, I'm looking at Sami Zayn. Doesn't look the part. Promos are like passionate but sort of lacking. He's kind of looks homeless. He's like overtly and excessively political in his personal life, which is not like obviously I don't necessarily agree with Sammy on everything. It's just not a good look when you work for like a big company. Like just kind of keep that shit to yourself, man. Like it's just, it is what it is. Like I work for a big company. I don't like this is the closest I get to a political statement is where I wear my Space Force hat to the office. And even that, it's still a branch of the military. So get over it. But I'm seeing that they're putting Sammy over Karrion on his way up to potentially some sort of world championship run. Would have been kind of cool if Sammy was the one that saved us from Evil Cena, but like we bailed on that. I don't even know why that would be a thing, but somebody's got to beat Cena. Sammy's desperately got to win a world title. Like maybe just the paths cross and two stories become one, right? Nope, not getting that. But we're getting Sami Zayn is going to get this like potential world title push. Now we're going to do WrestleZania or Sammy Mania or whatever the fuck for night one. Um, all right, like really? Again, I like Sammy. Sammy's had some great matches. I obviously like all of his work with Owens, but I like Owens' work with everybody. And I feel like most of Sami Zayn's personality is he's Kevin Owens' friend slash punching bag, right? And like when he's not doing that, doesn't really do anything for me. And you can't obviously do that all the time. But when you're not doing that, Kevin Owens is still interesting. That's kind of the difference to me. And yeah, he doesn't exactly look the part and all that other stuff. Like you could say a lot of that same things, but Cross does. Cross looks the part and Cross does all those things. And Cross is entertaining and he comes up with these, you know, psychological, banters that like just kind of sound crazy. No one's really writing that shit for Cross because he's operating at a level in a vocabulary and a vernacular that is just that of beyond the schmuck number 3 in the writer's room. Why are we getting rid of that guy? And we're going to push Sami Zayn to the moon. Like, again, I love Sami. I own Sami Zayn merch. Like, I like Sami Zayn. It's just like, my God, what are we doing here? And to me, that maybe comes down to, Sammy's been with H a long time. He's put in a lot of good work. He's done a lot of shit angles and put a lot of guys over and been very unselfish and worked through injury and he's a company guy, right? Like, and it comes down to maybe that's why he gets the push where Karrion Kross, I'm not saying he's not a company guy, just doesn't like give me the vibes like he's like, mucking it up with the higher ups at the company picnic, could have something to do with it. Could just be pure backstage politics stuff. And it might to a certain extent piss off the guys in the writers room that he got over without their permission, right? So I think best case scenario for everybody is he goes like to AEW or New Japan or something and like takes another crack now with this like legitimate gripe that the company was just holding him back because they felt like they didn't anoint him. So he's not the guy. So now he gets to go out and legitimately be angry about all of that, do the thing that Cody did and Punk did and Stone Cold Steve Austin did and all the guys before him that like built up this like rebellious um aura, if you will, and let him go build that up and see what he can do. Cause like if anybody over in AEW has any sense, he should just come back and mow through everybody. He's a big fucking scary man who's got all of the pieces and all the marketability that you would need or want. And most of those people over there like would fit in his back pocket. Scarlett could take a few of them. So like, yeah, that would be what I would do. At the same time, they might very well be writing their own death sentence because if he gets stupid over and then goes right back to WWE, which is probably what he'd do, that's that's not great either. You don't necessarily just want to be helping WWE stars get over at your cost, Tony Khan. See Cody Rhodes, right? Like, I mean, I mean, and it wasn't even like they put the world title on him and like tried to like make him the center of everything. They deliberately went out of their way not to do that. But all they did was just build this guy's legacy up to the point to where when he went back to WWE, it was like, all right, now we got to take this guy seriously. And now they've made all the money that they've made, and he's won all the titles, and his legacy is what it is. And the AEW thing will be a blip in the grand scheme of it. Or it'll be like, oh yeah, and at one point he left, started his own wrestling company, and then came back. And that'll be the sentence that everyone says in that exact those words in those exact order, and you'll notice that the letters AEW were not a part of any of it. That'll eventually be the addendum to the Cody Rhodes biography is like, hey, he started some company and then came back. 20 years. Tell me I'm wrong. Anyway, All right, boys. Thank you all for hanging in. This was cool. Hef, what's going on, brother? Yeah, we will be back next week. Wednesday locker room. Me, Striz at a minimum. Again, I got to work with Billy Ray to get myself back into the StreamYard account. That is a like on me scenario. I will try to do that in the next 7 days, obviously. So I'll work with Billy Ray on that. But once this is done, I believe the show is going right back up to my YouTube page. So why don't you, do your boy a solid and the like and the subscribe and the retweet and the all that good stuff. And yeah, hopefully, well, no, we will be back. We will be back next week, Wednesday locker room. Thank you all as always. I guess this is like it's a little warm up session here. We're doing a little. It's like what is it? Summer camp, not summer camp. Goddamn, training camp. There we go. It happens to be in the summer. It is. It's kind of a summer camp for giant men, right? Anyway, no Diddy. One last time. All right. So if you made it this far, you're a brave, brave soul. Thank you for joining me on the Wednesday locker room, just Bello edition. And it's about almost, it's not, didn't quite make it to 11:11, but it will be there soon. So make a wish. And your boy will see you next week, probably on the PW Hustle YouTube channel with the Striz talking some wrestling. Peace.